Richard Whitehead, MBE, is a British athlete. He has set world records for athletes with a double amputation in both the full and half marathon. There follows an interview between PhysioPod and Richard. How did it feel to participate in the TCS London Marathon this year? And what were your overall impressions of the event? It's an incredible feeling to take part in the TCS London Marathon, and this year was my 10th year of competing in this fantastic event. The numbers of runners and spectators, the energy and the buzz and excitement before, during and after the event are just unreal and are hard to describe. Can you describe your training journey leading up to the marathon? What did you focus on in your preparation? This year has been a little different for me, as I'm in the middle of a challenge to take part in 20 marathons around the world throughout the year to complete 100 overall. I've worked and trained hard for this challenge, and the London Marathon was my 9th of the year, and it was in the middle of 5 back-to-back marathon weekends, with Boston just before it. I focus not on the challenge, but on what I know I'm capable of achieving and the incredible support I receive. I know the power of seeing someone like me achieve not just 1, but 100 marathons can have, and this motivates me, knowing the difference I can make to someone. I thrive on seeing different cultures at different running events, meeting so many different people and connecting with the communities. And knowing the impact I can have, raising awareness of disabilities and what true inclusion means, and the difference this can make, is a huge motivator for me. What was your most memorable moment during the marathon, whether on the course or at the finish line? It has to be on the finish line in London. As you turn the corner and see it's ahead of you, it's just the best feeling. I took the time to pause as the finish line came into view and applauded my fellow runners and take it all in. It really is the best feeling to be part of something so special and fulfilling. Did you face any unexpected challenges during the race, and how did you overcome them? It turned into an incredibly hot day, which I don't think any of the runners were quite expecting. It became really important to focus on my pace and also hydration to ensure I didn't become dehydrated and stay focused on the challenge and race ahead of me. How did the crowds and spectator support impact your race day experience? They absolutely made the day, as they do every year. The support along all 26.2 miles of the course is really incredible and makes such a difference to everyone who takes part. Running the London Marathon in my home country is just the most incredible and special experience. A big thank you to all of the spectators and also all of the volunteers who make the event happen so successfully. 26.2 miles is an emotional roller coaster. You start with maybe apprehension and nerves. For me, it's excitement. I'm excited to run a marathon. So I have to quickly lock in my pace and understand that the elements and environment can change, which means I need to be dynamic and adjust my strategy along the way. I try my best to prepare as much as I can before each marathon, but it doesn't always go to plan. But I train as hard as I can to hopefully get to the start line and run my best race and achieve the result I want, which might not be all the time. It might be the feelings and the emotions I want from the race. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in your training or approach to the marathon? No, there isn't anything I would have done differently. For each marathon, activity or challenge I'm participating in this year and throughout my career, I train and plan well, ensuring I'm mentally and physically fit to take on whatever comes my way. How does participating in the TCS London Marathon impact your perspective on disability sports and the visibility of para-athletes? This year, it was fantastic to start the wheelchair race, and it was a great honour to be able to do this. It was also brilliant to see the Richard Whitehead Foundation support runners on the course. This is such an important role and not only supports the athletic ability to get from the start to the finish, It's also an opportunity and platform to educate a person who doesn't have a disability about the importance of support and mentoring, volunteering and providing someone who has a disability and may be isolated the opportunity to compete like everyone else. Visibility in events such as the London Marathon really showcases what's possible with athletes of any ability taking part, and I really believe that the disability community needs to have more visibility in general. A disabled person should have the same platform and access as an able-bodied person, and the reason I'm taking on this challenge is to raise awareness of true inclusivity and to help everyone believe that anything is possible. What message do you hope to convey to others about participating in marathons and staying active, regardless of their circumstances? When you cross the line at the start, it's just the start of a fantastic experience in an amazing place, with all of its landmarks and a new journey for yourself. It could be your first or your 100th marathon or park run, but every event is different. And I want everyone to finish with a smile on their face, warmth in their heart, and also new memories, as this is what inspires you and other people to be better. Taking part in a sport or any kind of physical activity is incredibly important for everyone, whether they're able-bodied or live with a disability. Many people who have a disability face many barriers in their day-to-day lives and also in trying to access sport, and we need to remove these barriers. Any sort of activity has so many important physical benefits, as well as improving well-being and connecting with a community. What are your plans moving forward? Do you have any upcoming races or events on your schedule that you're excited about? I'm now halfway through my challenge for 2025, which is to complete 20 marathons around the world this year. I'm really excited for the next 10 and to finish and celebrate my achievement in New York in November 2025. This will be my 100th marathon of my career and is over 20 years since I ran my very first marathon there in 2004. Keep an eye on my socials and website and find out where my next marathon will be and to follow my journey.
About Richard Whitehead, MBE. Richard Whitehead, MBE, is a Paralympic gold medalist marathon runner, diversity and inclusion champion, and motivational speaker. Born and raised in Nottingham, UK, he has a double through-knee congenital amputation. His parents encouraged him to participate in sports from an early age and taught him to live a life without limits. Richard developed a passion for sport early on and dreamt of running a marathon in 2004. Signing up for the New York Marathon despite never having run a mile before. His motivation was spurred by the death of his best friend Simon, who died from bone cancer, and also by the amputee Terry Fox, who died from a similar cancer before completing his running challenge. Richard wanted to run to challenge himself and to raise awareness and funds for sarcoma. Initially, he ran on his knees using sports cups, which was extremely grueling and painful because he had no prosthetic running legs. Just 13 days before the New York Marathon, USA heard his story and fitted him with his first running blades, enabling him to complete his first marathon. Driven by a desire to compete as a professional athlete, he was selected for the Paralympics GB team as a sledge hockey player at the 2006 Winter Paralympic Games in Turin. Having represented his country, he was keen to compete in the marathon at the London 2012 Paralympics on home soil. However, he was told by the International Paralympic Committee, the IPC, that his disability prevented him from competing in the marathon. And despite complaining about this lack of equality, they refused to allow him to race. Undeterred, he retrained and set his sights on competing in the T42 200-metre category for the Paralympics GB. At the London 2012 Paralympics, he won a gold medal in the 200-metre event, dedicating his victory to his friend Simon. He retained his gold medal at the Rio 2016 Olympics in the 200 metres and also won silver in the T42 100 metres. He has also achieved 4 World Championship titles in the 200 metres. In 2019, he captained the team at the Dubai Para-Athletic World Championships. At the postponed 2021 Paralympic Games in Tokyo, he won silver in the T61 200-metre event. Following his first marathon in New York, he has competed in numerous marathons worldwide, achieving world champion and world record status in both full and half marathons. He finds the camaraderie of events enjoyable and believes running as an athlete with a disability shows people that anything is possible if you believe in yourself. In 2013, following his success at the London 2012 Games, he leveraged his increased profile to complete a 40 marathons in 40 days challenge from John O'Groats to Land's End. This challenge raised money for Sarcoma UK and Scope charities. By March 2024, he had run a total of 86 marathons around the world. In March 2024, he achieved a world record for athletes with bilateral knee amputations at the TCS London Marathon. He then broke his own record in October 2024, running the Chicago Marathon in 2 hours, 41 minutes and 36 seconds. The England Athletics Hall of Fame inducted him in November 2024. In 2025, Richard announced an exciting challenge to complete 20 marathons, which will bring his total career marathons to 100. Some planned events in 2025 include the Dubai Marathon, completed on the 12th of January, his 31st overall, the Miami Marathon, completed on the 2nd of February, his 82nd overall, the Malta Marathon, completed on February the 23rd, his 83rd overall, and the Robin Hood Half Marathon in Nottingham on September the 28th, which he will run for the 4th year. He will also host Run with Rich, a fully accessible and inclusive event by Richard Whitehead Foundation on September the 27th in Nottingham. Richard is passionate about creating a world that is inclusive and accessible for all, and advocates for children, young people and adults with disabilities. In 2021, he launched and serves as the president of the Richard Whitehead Foundation, a charity dedicated to enabling the ambitions of people with disabilities through sport and physical activities across the UK. He is also a patron of other charities including Footprints, Conductive Education Centre in Nottingham and Sarcoma UK. He supports charities and community projects through fundraising, public appearances and social content. He offers services to help workplaces, schools and organisations create equality, diversity and inclusion policies, believing inclusion requires a sustainable strategy. As a motivational speaker and diversity and inclusion champion, he regularly speaks at conferences and events, sharing his experience as an athlete. He offers transformative coaching workshops covering topics like resilience, diversity and inclusion, positive mindset and preparing for performance. He uses his platform to encourage disabled and able-bodied people to have a greater self-belief, challenge themselves and live fulfilling lives. He emphasises the power of sport as a unifier and leveller, highlighting its physical benefits as well as its support for positive well-being and mental health. He encourages others to focus on what they do have and to think about helping those less fortunate. He is keen to work with governing bodies and young people to ensure a lasting legacy for disabled athletes and increase opportunities for inclusion in sport and wellness activities. Richard also has a presence in the media, appearing on TV, radio, podcasts, online and in print. He works as a presenter, commentator and interviewee, and has appeared on mainstream entertainment shows such as Hunted, The Chase, Splash, Question of Sport, Sunday Brunch and Mastermind.
Interview questions set by PhysioPod UK. Narrated by Gavin Neat of Welcome. With huge thanks to Richard Whitehead MBE for his participation.